First, the highlights. Governor Sanwo-Olu seeks federal government's collaboration on rebuilding Lagos after destruction occasioned by hijack of NSAS protest. Federal government begins oxygen intervention plan in states committed to reducing COVID-19 morbidity rate. On the front, World Health Organization calls for tougher measures to curb alarming COVID-19 variant in Europe. And in sports, Bukayo Saka wins Arsenal December Player of the Month award. And out to details, I am Mike James. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is seeking collaboration from the federal government in rebuilding Lagos State following the aftermath of last year's NSAS protest hijacked by hoodlums, which led to the destruction of public and private properties and businesses in the state. Governor Sanwo-Olu said the goal of ensuring Lagos State becomes Nigeria's investment hub can only be achieved through economic collaboration between the state and the federal government. Speaking after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa in Abuja, Governor Sanwo-Olu said Lagos State government has started working on how it will make available all that is required by the Lagos State Police Command for the law enforcement agencies to be more alive to their responsibilities. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who submitted to President Buhari the proposals for rebuilding Lagos State and identified economic opportunities for rebuilding the state during the visit, also explained the plans of the state to tackle the second wave of COVID-19. He said the second wave seems to be a bit more infectious than the first one, considering the number of people who have tested positive to COVID-19 and the fatality rate around the country, especially in Lagos. The governor therefore urged the citizens to take responsibility and to know and appreciate that COVID-19 is real. Therefore, they need to obey all the protocols that have been set out for them to obey. The Lagos State government has urged motorists to shun reckless behavior and drive with consideration for other road users to avoid situations that could inconvenience and pose danger on the road. Commissioner for Transportation Frederick Oladende made the call following the incident that occurred at Toyota on Oshodi Expressway yesterday. Oladende, who was present at the scene of the accident to assess the impact on road infrastructure and traffic flow, expressed his displeasure on the aftermath of the reckless act by both drivers. He said the recovered tanker head will be used to track the owner and company while necessary sanctions will be meted out on the offenders. The Commissioner also announced that the affected bridge will remain closed to vehicular movement till an integrity test is conducted to ascertain the level of damage caused by the inferno to it and other infrastructure along the corridor to avoid unwarranted disaster for road users. While appealing to motorists and other road users to exercise caution while driving, Oladende also warned that the state government will not tolerate reckless behavior by heavy-duty vehicle drivers within the metropolis, assuring that a meeting will be set up with the Union of Tanker Drivers within the state to address the situation on ground towards bringing the desired change in the transport sector. The Lagos State government has promised to complete all the ongoing projects captured in the year 2021 budget, as well as others that were started earlier. Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Sam Igube, stated this during a press briefing on how the state's budget of 1.16 trillion naira for the year 2021 would be executed. Igube said the state government will continue to use data and intelligence to unravel revenue opportunities and leakages in order to provide effective service delivery and good governance to the people of Lagos State in line with the theme's agenda.
We have tagged this 2021 appropriation bill the budget of Rekindled Hope to reflect our determination to rise above the challenges that have affected our development indices in the last 11 months. This budget of Rekindled Hope demonstrates our willingness and determination to overcome all obstacles and deliver on all electoral promises to Lagosians. The budget of Rekindled Hope reflects the continued execution of the team's agenda, which has shown to be resilient despite all the upheavals in the economic and social environment.
areas of focus include transportation and traffic management, infrastructure renewal, health and the environment, education, agriculture, housing, science and technology, youth and social development. Economic activities is expected to go up the largest chunk of the budget with over 332 billion naira, while about 144 billion naira will be expended on general public services. Health will get a total sum of 137.948 billion naira, while 72.9 billion naira is budgeted for transportation and traffic management. 71 billion naira will be expended on agriculture and food security, and over 33.9 billion naira is expected to be spent in the housing sector for the completion of ongoing projects, construction of new ones, and community amenities. Earlier, the State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Gbenga Omotosho, stated that the budget analysis will afford Lagosians to understand the workings of the budget, which is expected to impact residents positively.
It's going to have effect on what the common man and even the big people who are looking up to us to lead the economic battle that will keep Lagos at the top. They are looking at us to do what is right. And if you report us very well, then we know what you are talking about and the road on which you are going.
The event was attended by the State Commissioner for Finance, Rabiu Olowo, his transportation counterpart, Frederick Oladende, Commissioner for Education, Folashade Adefisayo, Special Advisor to the Governor on Works and Infrastructure, Aramide Adeoye. Lagosians have been urged to be part of the 10,000 agro-business and community farming in the state to ease food scarcity this year. Speaking today on our program, your side mirror, African farmer Afiolua Mogaji, who made the call, predicted that there will be a lot of challenges for the agricultural sector this year.
People can prepare lands early, they can go to the nursery faster, but mid in the year there's going to be drought. Actually, the heat that's going to come up in February will be very intense, and so people would have some 2-3 weeks of challenge.
Mogaji urged farmers to start plantation of crops as soon as possible. Other than that, by April, May, June, pepper and some other crops will be scarce and very expensive. Mogaji noted that the agency has created a platform tagged Value Change Community, whereby people can buy, sell and trade their goods and products without stress. And now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has commenced its oxygen intervention plan to state to ensure that patients with severe cases of the COVID-19 virus are well catered for. Minister of State for Health, Olorunimbe Mamora, who made this known during the news briefing of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, said the federal government remains committed to ensuring that morbidity due to COVID-19 is reduced to the barest minimum. Mamora, who was represented by the Director of Hospital Services at the Federal Ministry of Health, Adebimpe Adebi, said the federal government has also put in place strategies to ensure that infected patients on treatment get quality treatment in all the isolation centers across the country through periodic monitoring and supportive supervision. He noted that such activities will help identify immediate, intermediate and long-term challenges and gaps to prefer solutions where necessary and to provide intervention. Recall that the federal government recently expressed worries over inadequate oxygen in states, even as isolation centers had to admit and manage increasing numbers of severe cases of the disease. It therefore stated that in making oxygen available for state, priority would be given to those with obvious need for oxygen to manage such cases. The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, NPHCDA, has said the President, Muhammadu Buhari, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, and other prominent Nigerians will be among the first sets to receive the COVID-19 vaccine on live television to help drive awareness. NPHCDA Executive Director Faisal Shuaib said this at the weekly press briefing by the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 in Abuja. Shuaib appealed to Nigerians not to be hesitant to take the COVID-19 vaccine when it gets to the country. According to him, the initial vaccines will come as part of Nigeria's plan to inoculate 40% of the population in 2021 and another 30% in 2022, with 100,000 doses of the Pfizer vaccine arriving by the end of January 2021. Meanwhile, another 1,565 new cases of COVID-19 have been recorded in Nigeria, bringing the total to 95,934. According to the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, the new infections were recorded in 24 states, with Lagos registering 807, while the FCT has 236 cases. The NCDC also said Nigeria reported 6 COVID-19 related deaths in the last 24 hours. And now to foreign news. The World Health Organization, WHO, has called on European countries to do more to curb a new variant of coronavirus that was first detected in the UK. WHO Europe Director Hans Kluge said tougher measures were needed to flatten the steep vertical line of rising cases in some countries. He said 22 European countries now have cases of the variant, calling this an alarming situation. First detected in November, the variant has driven a spike in cases in the UK. Its spread has concerned many European countries that have already imposed full national lockdowns to tackle a marked rise in infections during winter. And now sports. Bukayo Saka has been voted Arsenal Player of the Month for the month of December. The 19-year-old beat off competition from left-back Kieran Tierney and striker Alexander Lacazette to emerge winner. The teenage forward was the overwhelming winner after a string of superb displays despite some mixed results in the Premier League and Carabao Cup. Saka played a key role in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's goal against Southampton and then scored third in Arsenal's crucial story against Chelsea at Emirates Stadium. And now the news at 12, but just before we go, wearing a mask protects you from droplets that carry the COVID-19 virus. Do not leave your home without one. Also, remember to practice physical distancing and wash your hands often. You can listen to Lagos Traffic Radio on our website at www.trafficradio961.ng and follow us on our various social media platforms, Twitter at Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram Lagos Traffic, and Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe to our channel Traffic Radio 961. And to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is seeking collaboration from the federal government in rebuilding Lagos State following the aftermath of last year's NSAS protest, hijacked by hoodlums, which led to the destruction of public and private properties and businesses in the state. The federal government has commenced its oxygen intervention plan to states to ensure that patients with severe cases of the COVID-19 virus are well catered for. And we also told you that the World Health Organization, WHO, has called on European countries to do more to curb a new variant of coronavirus that was first detected in the UK. In sports, Bukayo Saka has been voted Arsenal Player of the Month for the month of December. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to newsroom@trafficradio961.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Abiola Fagbolagun. Good afternoon and thanks for listening. I am Mike James.